school together.
Sal and Georgie are gone. And after all the shit we've been through...
He's got the green shirt on, it's a prototype.
After all the bullshit, it's almost impossible for me to wrap my brain around the fact that we actually did it. You're a fucking saint, Lincoln.
Vito looking younger.
To know you.
No, that's the kind of news you never get tired of hearing.
Sandra with the afro.
We're not here because of what I did, or because of what any of y'all did.
She kind of looks like Roxy with the
We're
afro.
here because we stood together. And as long as we stay strong, ain't no one ever gonna fuck with us.
After he killed Selma, Connor, Lincoln Clay took over. But he wasn't content just to run the city. He expanded out across the South into Florida and even the Carolinas. There's so much money coming in, and he's been smart with it. He spreads it around, makes sure the right people get paid and stay paid. The city's favorite son. Yeah.
Damn, it's been 5 minutes.
Rebuilding the Hollow, buying up Frisco Field, reopening the theme park, all that money and goodwill. He thinks it's made him untouchable, but no one is untouchable. He might have plastered his name across a few schools and hospitals, made donations to a charity here and there, but nothing absolves him of his crimes. That's why I agreed to do this documentary. I want to shine a light on the real Lincoln Clay.
Lincoln gave in to everything. Drugs, booze, prostitutes, you name it. He made $1, he was involved. Seeing him on the news, strutting around. Sometimes I think he should have died over Sammy's.
Oh, come on, James.
With all the rest of them.
Damn, that's cold now.
There'd be kind of a peace in that.
If his people didn't get killed, none of that would have happened. None of this would have happened. He don't like it, but that was hey.
Turn it off. Nothing else to say about any of this.
Rule alone. Now, I think I remember this one.
Sal and Georgie are gone. And after all the shit we've been through, we run this city.
After all the bullshit, it's almost impossible for me to wrap my brain around the fact that we actually did it. You're a fucking saint, Lincoln. And I'm honored to know you.
No, that's the kind of news you never get tired of hearing.
It ain't personal.
Oh boy, that was sickening there, boy. If I remember this right, his car explodes. And
What in the fuck?
yep.
You want to know what happened to Lincoln? After he killed those people he worked with, I realized that he was no different from Sal Marcano. So
That made me mad
put a
now.
bomb under his car.
Okay. So I don't think remember at the end of the game, Donovan was like, them people you've been working with, get rid of them or whatever. And I don't think, let's see, I don't think he would have got rid of it. I don't think he would have did all that now. Now, cause Burt, he was friends with Burke's son. And then I still think he would have left. Probably would have left everything to Vito, because Vito was the one that knew what he was doing. Vito. The only connection he had to Vito, to Burke, like I say, with Danny, because Danny and Nikki was his friends. And then Burke, I keep saying Burke, Lincoln and Vito, they were both in the service. And then Cassandra, him and Cassandra, they was just from the same neighborhood. So I don't know. I don't think he would have did all that now. Got rid of him. With James, I told you, James, if his people didn't get killed, he wouldn't have did all that. None of that would have happened.
Did some things in my life, things that I regret. But killing Lincoln Clay isn't one of them. He carved his path out all on his own.
After everything he did, all the people he killed? No. The car bomb was too quick, too clean. Sometimes I wonder, that priest, Father James Ballard, he identified the body.
Of course he did.
Some nights when I'm down here, going over it all again, creaking and moaning. What happens? You have to wonder if it's Lincoln Clay coming to take what's left of my life.
Okay, Vito rules. This would have made more sense, given everything to Vito.
What makes Zaxby's giant chicken finger cakes and so giant? Crispy fingers, sauce, and melty cheese.
After Lincoln vanished, Vito Scaletta took over the city. I spit on Sal Marcano's grave one last time by actually doing what Marcano couldn't, finishing the casino. Now, 2 years later, Scaletta opened another casino, and then
That's good
just
for him.
an avalanche of development.
Because Marcano screwed everybody.
Hotels, arenas, the new convention center. I mean, today everyone knows this place as the Las Vegas of the South, but the whole damn thing was built on bodies Lincoln Clay left behind with blood money he and his lieutenants stole from the mob. And Vito? He still lives in that penthouse at the top of Marcano's casino, looking out over the city he owns. After Sal Marcano's death, Lincoln Clay disappeared. The Bureau deprioritized the investigation after a few months, but I keep an active file. In 1971, I tracked him to a California shipyard where he was working under an assumed name. By the time we got
That's
there,
where you're
though,
supposed
he
to
was
go, to
gone.
California.
The trail went cold, and by 77, 78, I figured he was dead. But then I got a report of someone matching his description working with the Colombians. Since then, there's a new sighting of him every couple of years.
Lincoln made it out to California. Worked at the shipyards for a few years. Met him a woman. Seemed like he was gonna get married, but then it all came apart. Don't know why. He started moving around. He went to Alaska, New York, South America. He even went back to Vietnam. I still get postcards from time to time.
There's nothing about the other thing, the rule alone thing. He couldn't have been in the next game if the dude blew up the car. So if that's what really happened, you know, because I remember in the beginning of the game, Father James like, don't let this mess go to your head, and he was pissed. Talking about if what did he say? He said if you don't leave, we're done, or something like that. Yeah, he was pissed. He was angry.
Well, I think Lincoln wasn't able to accept the world for what it is, or his place in it.
Okay, he's tired of talking about it.
Someday, he's going to get tired of running, or make a mistake, and I'll be waiting. I promise you that.
How about trying to track him down to your 100? How about that? Burke. Now, I can't see him leaving it to Burke now. I can't see him.
After Lincoln Clay vanished, Thomas Burke assumed control of the city. According to his daughter, Burke's liver was riddled with cancer. He should have lived maybe, another 6 months. But that selfish bastard used the money Lincoln left him to go to Mexico and get a black market transplant. And then he hung around for another 16 years. Now, he flooded the city with booze, then expanded into drugs. First heroin, then cocaine. He used the same infrastructure he'd set up for moonshining, and within a year or so, most of the cocaine entering the country came through here. Anyway, Burke was one of the wealthiest men in the southern United States. Hell, he bought himself a seat on the city council and got the township's name legally changed to Bourbon City.
How about Bourbon City?
But all that cocaine attracted other criminals, and Burke went to war with the Cuban gang. Shootouts in the streets, car bombs, a brothel burned to the ground. When the Cubans called him out, Burke came, armed with an M60 and grenades. He killed 8 men before they put him down, and that was 1984. And since then, no one has sat on the throne for more than a few months. The city is still a lawless fool's paradise. After Samarkand's death, Lincoln Clay disappeared. The Bureau deprioritized the investigation after a few months, but I keep an active file. In 1971, I tracked him to a California shipyard where he was working under an assumed
Okay, he said this
name.
already.
By the time we got there, though, he was gone. The trail went cold, and by 77, 78, I figured he was dead. But then I got a report of someone matching his description working with the Colombians. Since then, there's a new sighting of him every couple of years.
Lincoln made it out to California. Worked at the shipyards for a few years. Met him a woman. seemed like he was gonna get married, but then it all
Okay,
came
they
apart.
playing the same stuff over and over now.
And he started moving around. He went to Alaska, New York, South America. He even went back to Vietnam.
All right, now Cassandra rules. Oh shit.
This season, you've got places to go, people to see, and things to do. You may have already gotten vaccinated for flu.
After Lincoln vanished, Cassandra took control of the city's underworld. There wasn't a crime boss from Boston to Miami who respected her claim, though, so Commission, the Colombians, the Cubans, they all went after her. They realized too late they had no idea who they were fighting. Johnny Galante, throat slit, watching Deep Throat in a porn theater. And Manny Moreno, set on fire outside his daughter's quinceañera. Severo Garcia, buried alive on the beach, drowned when the tide came in. Anton Bagrov, beaten to death with crowbars in the parking lot of the Briar Patch. And then the real criminals came for her. The governor declared martial law, sent in the National Guard. So Cassandra shot him in the head on the steps of the Capitol building. After that, everyone got the message. The city belonged to Cassandra. But the government is like a rogue elephant. It's murderous and patient and never forgets. So the state pulled funding for the schools, city maintenance, you name it. If they couldn't get Cassandra, they'd strangle the city until it gave her up. Hurricane Cassandra, the locals called it. I don't think anyone expected the damage to be so severe that the levees would completely fail, that the flooding would wipe out half the city and force the other half to leave, that the city would turn into the ghost town it is today. It's hard to believe, really. A major American city being left to rot like that. Some say that Cassandra was one of the thousands who drowned in the flood. Others say she slipped away to the swamps and still rules what's left of the city's underworld from the bayou. Either way, she's a ghost. She hasn't been seen in years. After Samarkand's death, Licking Clay disappeared. The Bureau deprioritized the investigation after a few months, but I keep an active file.
Yeah, he said all that already.
In 1971, I tracked him to a California shipyard where he was working under an assumed name.
Okay, an assumed name. Yeah, but I don't see like only person I see only person I see Lincoln leaving that stuff to was Vito. Maybe just maybe, but I think mostly Vito. Because Burke would have messed it all up. So yeah. But the thing at the end, they kept repeating the same stuff over and over. Yeah, Lincoln disappeared to California, and yeah, I think I see him mostly leaving that stuff to Vito though, because Vito, he was more the businessman. He wasn't screwing stuff up like that. He was about to be walking around drunk. That wasn't about to happen.